Well, this kind of bacchanal. Burn Team family. All is well. And for them and those who came out this morning, big up Chica J and the ladies of Burn Team dragging along the guys. They're dragging us along, people. Yeah?
You are not being dragged.
Yeah. So much love and thanks to the people who have joined us on Burn Team aerobics in the morning time. It has been a very interesting experience looking at the ladies there, doing the thing. And I know we have the little round too afterwards.
Yes.
But this is real talk.
Yes.
Extra.
Yes. Extra.
Yeah, it's real talk extra. So the topic for today was selected and voted upon by the team members. Yeah.
Yes.
Not a bad topic.
No, it isn't.
Controversial. And the topic at hand
Is interracial relationships.
Aye. So we would be delving into the origin of these types of beliefs. Because you have to believe in something to give it life.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in something, sometimes, the power it has dwindles. So if you're looking at this on Facebook, feel free.
To like and share.
And if you're looking at this on YouTube,
Like, comment. Because we know you're subscribed already.
yeah. So, as we chilling, it's good that we endorse emotional health, physical health,
Yes.
mental health. All sometimes they just mess with our mental, work, home, relationships. Our mentals have been tested and tested. I think being mentally fit is necessary to survive in this new dispensation.
Hi, Abby. Abby McDavid is on.
Pick up yourself. So how we sounding there? How we feeling? How we sounding?
Yes, we're feeling good.
Right? So big up Abby. And the topic for today is interracial. I like to say relations. So, in relationships. Yeah? Interracial. Very interesting. We will be dealing with the origins of these beliefs, and we have some of our points that we like to throw out there for the members to hash it out, as we should say.
Yes.
We hash a lot of things out of this life. And again, special thanks to everybody who supports. And when I say everybody, I mean every single person. I told one of my co-workers this week we need to be a little more grateful, and we need to express gratitude.
Yes, we do.
We tend to not be grateful. So I'll take this time to thank every person who comes to the lives, who don't come to the lives, and maybe comes to the aerobics in the morning. People who have, spent their money, and bought our apparel.
Yeah.
People who have supported in any little way they could, even if they just like the page, or even if they just like a video.
Yeah.
Chica, she them have plenty videos though, where them girls and them take me over. Right? So, thank you, and we are grateful for every contribution made by every person.
Yes, we are.
And we will be looking forward to your contributions on this one here. So in the comment section, as we love to do, as you are coming onto the live, feel free to place in the comment section, do you agree or disagree with interracial relationships?
Yes.
So that we know what people feel and
Yes.
Chica, what do you think about interracial relationships?
What to say that I
Touchy-feely?
think? No, I'm not touchy-feely. And the thing about it is everybody can choose who they will like to have a relationship with. So it doesn't matter we are all, well, you don't say that you are, but we are people.
So I'm not people. Well, I hear you. Hey, well, listen. I something else. Time and time again.
Very good evening, Vanessa.
V, big up yourself. Asia Lion. Who else we have?
That's
V,
what I'm seeing.
Asia Lion.
Who say good evening
Abby.
so far? Yeah.
Right? And that's we, chilling.
Yes.
So in the comment section, please, are you for or against? And this belief has a very old root.
Yes, it does. It does.
If you're from the Middle East, they have a culture. If you're from the Oriental countries, China, South Korea, they have culture based upon certain beliefs. Syria has that type of belief system. So again, as I said, we are in the Caribbean, so
Yes.
we grew up in the Kalalu.
Yes, and
mentality.
even though we grew up in the Kaladu mentality, we still found that there are persons who did not accept interracial relationships,
Still this.
and even up to this day as well.
So tradition would hold
Yeah.
a very important
Yeah.
part. Tradition, because great granny or great grandpa has passed it down through the lineage, and they have passed their beliefs on to their children,
Yes, they have.
and the children are now,
Passing it on. So
yeah,
that's what it is.
we will be touching upon the roots
Yes.
so that we understand the vine. So I know we have some points,
Yeah.
and
And the point, relates on, things that we should know then about interracial relationships. Yeah?
so we will be dealing in the points at some point.
Yes, at some.
As we warming up, where does go.
So Abby is saying she's on the fence with that.
Yeah.
Abby, can you say why?
When Abby says she's on the fence,
And what you mean on the fence?
what ethnic background is happy?
I'm not sure.
People
So
who
that's
are
why-
mixed have a real issue. We are all mixed there, we'll get into that.
Yes, we will.
Right? So in reality, and on the fence is a good place to be sometimes. You're neither here nor there, because sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not, sometimes yeah. And again, it goes back to our tradition. We are in the West Indies, and our origins are through the Middle Passage.
Yeah.
And we must understand that. Right? So we came here via the Middle Passage. So in reality, the traditions we hold are either passed by the master or passed by the parents.
Yes.
Right?
Very true.
So in our country, there is a pulling and tugging with the African and East Indian vibration. I have a lot of East Indian cousins, I think more than African cousins. So it's hard for me to buy into this scenario. Message board or no? Right. So in our country, we, the dominant races are, Africans and East Indians.
Yeah.
If we even look at our political parties, that plays upon our mentality as well, because it's somewhat of a divide at some point.
Yeah.
So tradition has played a role in influencing even what we view as socially acceptable.
Yes.
We did do polygamy
Yes.
and polyandry.
Yes.
Yes, so that was a topic that, in the Caribbean is not socially acceptable, maybe in other parts of the world. Yes.
All right. So Vanessa is saying love is love. I see no race. I'm for it. So saying that, I agree. And Abby say I have witnessed good and bad.
Yeah. And we could speak from experience, the interracial and talking serious relationship has always been bombarded by this old belief system that has been kept. And even in certain places in Africa, this is still practiced. So I'm not leaving out Africa as well, right? It is a belief.
Yes.
So before we go into the points, we're still allowing you guys, as you all come on, if you believe, if you're for the interracial relationships, if you're for it, if we need to come together, if we believe that this is the way that we could come together and become a little bit closer.
Yes.
Yeah? Place in the comment section. So we do have the root of this type of behavior, which is traditional, and we look at our culture and we see it in our homes.
Yeah.
We see it in the schools. We see it in the workplace.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and it is the elephant in the room.
Yes.
We say it, but we don't say it. It's there, and we don't speak about it. Right? So I would take it from an angle where we will not be as personal, but impersonal. So the Oriental, system from the Ming and the Ying dynasty and these, they believe in keeping the bloodline pure. So it's really a bloodline belief that they kept the bloodline, and they did not even mix. And in the Oriental belief system, they didn't even really mix with peasants as well. So it was the same race, but they didn't even allow their children to mix with people who are lower class. So it was classification and that type of view. And I think we've seen that in our country as well. Yeah, so in that part of the world, it ain't even good enough that here is the race.
Yeah, true.
Right? They look at your social standing. Yeah?
Yeah.
That is what's happening right now. So if you're now joining me live, if you're looking at this on Facebook,
like and share.
If you're looking at this on YouTube,
like, comment,
subscribe.
If you haven't.
Right, so if you're now jumping in, welcome. And the topic for today is interracial
relationships.
Interracial.
Yes.
You know me and the words.
Yes. So it means, different races coming, together to have, form a relationship, a union, a companionship.
Let's come together.
Yes.
As one of my friends would say, boy, let me doughlarize the nation, but we will get into that. Right?
Yeah.
Would that fall under racism?
What's that?
Because we did cover racism in one of our lives as well.
Yes, we did.
Will this fall under arm of racism? That you're not allowed to mix with another race because we want to. Because then you're looking at the race as less, right?
Not necessarily.
Or just you're not mixing at all?
Yeah, some people, they do have it's not necessarily a racism
So
issue.
I look to the root.
Yeah.
And the root from the generation past, it is of that kind of connotation.
Right. But Sonali is saying, yes, I'm for it. Although I have seen the negative and positive sides of it, and am a product of it, we all carry the same red blood cells.
I don't think I carry any same. Anyway, that's a topic for another discussion. So if you're now joining the live, it is
Interracial relationships.
interracial relationships. And we have seen in our country that the topic of race, even when having a relationship, holds a particular vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah? So I did speak about the Ming and Ying dynasty. I spoke about the Oriental nations not wanting to mix the blood. So it is a blood thing. They want their bloodline to be pure. And they would find a wife. A lot of arranged marriages happen in those countries. And they choose who having offspring here. So we are a bit more free in the Caribbean.
Yes.
As people say, we do what we want. But it still holds.
Yeah, it does.
So Chika, have you come across anybody who was in an interracial relationship? And place it in the comment section. If you all ever come across...
Or even if you are in one, are you in an interracial relationship? Are you a product
of a
interracial relationship?
And what are the struggles?
Yeah.
You know, because I know there's a lot of struggles.
So I know one person, I'm not seeing them on the live as yet, right? That they were in a interracial relationship. Yeah, and hopefully they come on soon and they tell us about their experience in being in such a relationship. I also have a cousin who is also
interesting
in an interracial marriage.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody on the live who in an interracial marriage or relationship, feel free.
So I've been saying, nah, I don't think I would get involved because I think the other person would truly understand my culture. But what I've witnessed have put me off even considering it. So what she's really saying is she don't think the person will understand her culture. Yeah?
What culture is that? What culture, Abby, feel free to share with us, you know, that vibration so we could have a better view and we believe in point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah? So if you're now joining us, it is
interracial relationship, real talk. Yeah.
Yeah. So place in the comment section if you believe, if you're for it or if you're against it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. So we go into the points as we move forward. Now we believe in the root so you understand the vine.
Yeah.
It is a blood issue. They want to keep the bloodline pure. They don't want it mixing. And it happens all over this universe.
Yeah.
Yeah? So, Chicks, point one. Let me hear some points.
Right. So, interracial relationships. So, we know that in the Caribbean, people focus on Indian and African. So, it's not just Indian and African or even black and white. We have many other races that, you know, people don't necessarily focus on. Remember, in the Caribbean, we have Chinese, we have Syrians, you know, and we have a lot of people. We of course, we do have, well, people normally call the Syrians just white sometimes. Yeah, some people.
Strange.
Right? But we know that we have many persons of different racial backgrounds or of, you know, different skin, color, different hair texture, and persons, you know, they place them in brackets, and that is the interracial relationship that, you know, take place. So in same we also have Chinese. I also know someone who is in an interracial relationship with a Chinese, that is African and Chinese.
You know, that don't happen often, eh?
No, it doesn't happen often.
It's a lady or a guy? A guy who is the Chinese? Who's the
guy
Chinese?
is the Chinese.
Yeah, you might get it.
Yeah.
Never ever see the Chinese. And we're talking pure Chinese.
Yeah, pure Chinese.
You just never see that. Yeah? So it stems again from the bloodline.
Yeah.
And in our country, I don't think we understand what we are.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into the whole genetic scenario. But what you see in the mirror is just an expression of your genes at this point in time. If you were to look back into your past, we might be very surprised to see the type of peoples that are in us. You know?
So Abby is saying she's black culture, Trini culture.
Right, well, cool vibes. We for culture, we for our culture, our taste. Which is everything.
Yeah.
Right? So again, if we really want to understand where we're going, we have to know who we are. And we can't control people's behavior.
Yeah.
I can't control somebody who doesn't like me because of the color of my skin. I cannot control a family believing that I should not be with their daughter because their daughter is of a different ethnic background. Yeah? So point 2.
Right. It's not just about sex.
Ooh, we reached there probably.
All right. So what this is about is, people have. So I was, before live, I was just giving an example of what it is, right? So when it was I was going to secondary school.
Wow.
Right. I'm just saying. What's
Big up Gaddy's Fit Chick, big up Canada in the house. Much love. Canada is here. Collaboration between Burn Team Trinidad and
Canada?
I just say Canada solely as Canada. Right? At some point in time, hopefully when the planes are allowed, we shall make some sort of arrangement to tear down Canada. Pick up Ghanai's Fit Chick.
Yes, so I was saying, some people, they have, plenty different beliefs in, the type of sex then they will get from persons of particular races, right?
Really?
Yes, really.
Truly.
Right? Some people, they may say they may get a better, sex from a particular group who say one group might be more freaky than the other, who even compare penis sizes, right? So I was going to give the thing in secondary school, right?
She's worrying me sometimes.
So what they did, the young ladies did is, in the changing room, what they did, they drew penises, different sizes, and they labeled which one is African, Chinese, Indian, Douglas.
I think we saw this in every primary school ever.
I didn't say primary school, I said secondary school.
I
did not see this in primary school.
Look, yeah.
Oh, and Abby went on to say it's hard to explain to whites and Indians, etc. on my side of the world. She is from England.
So, big up England. In the house, but Abby never told us the region. So we have Canada.
So we have a better understanding of why then.
Right, so we have Canada in the house. We have England. Mm-hmm. God save the Queen. Yeah, and we have Trinidad. So you have Trini, England, and Canada.
Yes.
Nice spread. Yeah? So the culture of England, we are from the Commonwealth, so we don't need visas to go England. But it would be hard.
Yeah.
Reason being, they came up under Great Britain. Mm-hmm. That kind of vibration.
Yeah.
And what happened is that you have to explain to them your origin. So if you have a guy, because I have a step niece, I don't know what to call it, a niece, but she's not really my niece. And she is married and she lives in England.
Yeah.
And her husband is white and she has 2 children. Right? So it could be done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be done. So what you may need to do if you are interested in the guy, you need to explain to him your origin. He might not understand and he will not understand, but at least he can appreciate you in its entirety. If I was, to be with a Chinese, I mightn't understand that part of her, but I can still appreciate.
Yes. So that will go to the other point. Well, it's not really the point in order, but it is a point. There's always something to learn.
Yeah.
Because with different racial
Yeah.
backgrounds come
Yeah.
different cultures. And when it comes to different cultures, we have, many differences. Whether it's religion, whatever it is, you have a lot to learn from them.
Right. So big up the different countries on this live burn team. Canada, England, T&T. Asia land, big up yourself.
Yes,
All right.
we have there. I don't know how to pronounce his surname there. I do not want to touch my tongue, but good evening, good night, good morning, wherever it is you are.
You could place in the comment section where you're from, right?
Yeah.
The topic at hand is interrelations. I like to call it interrelations.
Interracial relations.
You know, I am devil's advocate and I will be getting to it at some point. Right? So, we have learned in this little time, it's nice, from people from different angles and different views, most importantly, is that it's good to share, but then you must know who you are. Some of us living in countries and still we do not know who we are. We do not know what is our origin. And first, you must have that deep-rooted belief that you are royal, right? Until you believe, and I ain't saying put Queen on your jersey or these ladies, right? Until you believe that your origin matters.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what another person believes or, right? If you are being Trinidad, so it would be African and Indian having them the majority of the time. That would be the interrelation, and you know what it gives.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I mean, a lot of guys, had issues with that, but I never had any issues with the older, East Indian population, mommies and daddies and grannies. So I personally never met with, maybe they say it in their head, I don't know, but I have never met with that type of ammunition.
Right.
I wasn't even offered a granddaughter. So strange, right? But as time progresses, and I like to remember, with old beliefs, it dies off because the new generation is not thinking the way the older generation is thinking. Yeah, I think now what is more apparent is class, money. You see, now to me, they're forgetting about this if the money right, they're seeing this if the money right. No, he's businessman. They wave the skin color. So now I'm seeing, yes, it still would have that racial scenario or that rooted belief system in the different peoples. But it is now being a little more apparent in the financial aspect of this thing.
So we have Shanaka on the live.
Shanaka, please in the comment section, how did you feel with the aerobics this morning? Did you enjoy it or did you have fun? Sonali, please in the comment section, how was round 2? Because you came exactly in time for round 2. Yeah? Chica, how you find round 2 was?
It was cool.
Chica, aerobics and strength training. So, the strength training is be a kind of,
No, it was cool. We didn't die.
Yet. Right? So if you're now coming on the live, the topic is
Right. So we have Abby message board. Right? Message board. Abby saying, in my area, some Indians just want to sample a black woman. Right? So that will go to another point.
Wow.
So there's a fine line between admiration and fetish. Right?
Fetish. Let's leave it at fetish.
Yes, we won't go on,
So we need to say that again because it drives a lot of, to me I would call it negative, because you might feel this ethnic background is the person. Yeah, so let's say it again. There's a difference between
admiration and fetish. Yeah, believe in that fetish.
yeah, leave it at fetish.
Yeah, and Shanaka say burn. The sun was killing the man.
Hope to see you in the morning, right? So I would call these things myths. Coming up, we had myths like every Chinese no karate. I remember in school because you come from China, automatically you was Bruce Lee or something. Like if we had somebody who came in the private school and they was Chinese, nah. Now man must be no real karate. Another thing, all Syrian have money. All African men, and I'll leave it at that. I call it myth. It's a myth. It's a belief that, whereas maybe we noticed in life that maybe Syrians do well in business, like normally. But it's not really normally. It's just a few Syrians
In the
country. Now, if you go Syria and you have 100 million people, all them 100 million people is not wealthy. So we have this kind of myth in our head that this mythical thing, superstition.
Yes. And let's go to Abby's, comment. So yes, Abby's comment.
Abby shared this live,
said, the Indians in our area just want to sample. Why do they want to sample?
What do you mean? Because they hear about all, yeah?
Sample black woman, right? So it must have a reason for wanting to sample. Just like now in Trinidad and Tobago, we have the Venezuelans coming in.
I don't want to sample.
And as Linda said, it had them when it has something new on the blog, some of them just want to try it. So yes, in this case, they want to sample.
I need no sampling, no?
So now they're saying, wrong two got me sunburn.
Any shade?
Yeah, then I know sun there. The first wrongs had the real sun.
Yeah, real sun, that first
real sun.
And that is again leading on to the myth. Maybe they think African ladies are freaks in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Some people think that African men have a certain vibration.
Yeah.
It's a myth.
Yes. So I'm seeing
the original.
Nikkei.
Yo, Nikkei.
So Nikkei, drop in the comments.
So Nikki,
I was speaking about you earlier.
I hope I see you in the morning as well. And the comment section.
Shanaka say forbidden meat.
In the comment section, please, if you are for or against interracial relationships.
And are you in one? Have you been in one? And how is it or how was it?
Well, there's a whole list.
Right.
Have you ever been in an interracial relationship? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Was it stress or was it nice?
But somebody might just be in one right now.
And whoever is in one, share with us how that working out.
Yes.
Shika, have you ever been in an
No, I have not been in an interracial relationship.
Yes. So again, we need to understand the origin of the issue, and we know it is an old root stemming from a lot of different things and different peoples. Yeah?
Oh my God, Abby says sexual sample, and I had a few offers. And Shanaka is saying that we African have the good.
Explain to us what is the good in the comment section below so that people who in England and Canada could understand what we mean. And,
I think they all understand what she means.
Good. Yeah. Again, it's myths and legends and all these things we create in our minds. Yeah?
Yes, and Nikki is saying yes. It was for 4 years.
So, Miss Batiste had an interracial relationship for 4 years. How it was good?
But she will have to see.
Nikki, let us know if it was good. How was it? What was some of the issues, if you had any, in that type of relationship?
Yes.
And you could tell me what she got drinking. Yeah. Welcome one and all to the live. Make sure, feel free to share it if you all haven't shared it already.
So now you saying that, oh, well, that short time on the bench got me burned. So I imagine if I had come, I didn't feel any sun there.
When you done burning that hot thing already, they're cool like ice.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah. Right, so again, round 2, this be interesting. So, interested parties, inbox the page, Dr. Chika. We let you all know where we are.
Yes, we
Hopefully.
will. Hopefully.
So the topic at hand is interracial relationships. So we had some interesting points and we had some interesting
So, Nikki.
comments on the message board. Again.
So, Shanaka saying I was in one, but I did not like it. Always felt like I'm the only black person in the midst around the family.
Well, Shanaka,
And she said it was for a short time.
East Indian? If it was East Indian, then, well, if you're going to the family, the house go be.
Yeah, it wouldn't be necessary.
If a Caucasian male is courting an African female and he goes to a family day, he gonna be the only white guy there, man. I have no issue being the only African anywhere, and I think that's our problem.
Yeah.
Here, what's going on? We need to realize who we are, and we need to realize it quick, because there should be no insecurities. Me being in Dubai on the top at the hotel, and I am the only African there. I want that kind of play. I ain't feeling no how. Chica, you feeling yo?
No, stand
Nope.
up.
And to be honest, some of the resorts I have been to, 9 out of 10 times I just be the only African.
Right. So
Except for the cooks and the people who clean it.
So let's go to the message board.
Here we
We
go.
have Gail saying, I feel Indians want to sample black women because they can't marry them or bring them home.
Oh.
Because their family will disagree with the mate. Interracial relationships will only survive on pure love. I don't care who marries who. Before marriage, yes, I had interracial and I did not feel like it. I feel it's hard marriage outside your culture, but you're the same color. And Nikki is saying the race was never a problem whatsoever. I was accepted by the family with open arms.
That's nice. That's nice. And you see, we want to highlight positivity.
Yes.
Because even on Facebook, the majority of the lives we see are mostly negative. And if we want to deal with something that deemed negative in society, we could have a positive outlook on it.
Yeah.
It is enough negativity in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah? And Gail, I mean, as we said, it has stemmed from that old root. And you see, I don't hold people accountable unless you cross the line. So if you're a young lady and you're being courted by an East Indian guy or a Caucasian male or a Chinese male or whoever the nationality is, and you are disrespected. Now you see, that's the reality of this thing. We are positive, but just because you have eyes on a young lady who may be Chinese or Japanese or Cantonese or whatever, or African, even if the African home you go to, and sometimes we Africans get disrespect in the next African house. It's not like if we need to go to another racial we don't.
No, we don't.
Right? So if you're going to the home and you are disrespected, you must know who you are.
Yeah.
And step. Right? And step. Because mommy didn't hold you in your belly 9 months
To be disrespected.
to be disrespected like that. And I must say happy birthday belated to my mommy as I'm on the mommy topic. Friday was mommy birthday, so we could see some hearts for my mother.
Yes, and the hearts.
Big
and
up
the hearts.
yourself, although she tell us not to
It
do
go
anything
now,
on
so,
Facebook, so it go on, so I can talk about it now. Happy belated again, mommy. It's not your birthday. Yeah. So again, we want love. We want to give. Even though this is a touchy topic, and some people have real bad experiences with this,
Yeah.
especially with relationship.
Yeah.
I have also heard some of my friends speak, and they say, the East Indian young lady was cut off from the will and was put out of the home and excommunicated by the family. And I think I don't see how a father or mother could do the child that. Regardless of what is the choice. If she or he is an adult and the other person is not treating them badly, I think that is a different type of person to cut off your child because the child didn't make a decision based upon what you want. Control is wrong.
All right. So Nikki is saying being around Indian people was never an issue for me because I spent most of my life around the Indian race and I never felt any different, whether it be on work, school, or even on the outside. Very rare I'm disrespected, and that is true. That's true.
And some of the majority of Burn Team revenue comes from the East Indians, so big up yourself, all my East Indian family. A lot of support comes from my East Indian brothers and sisters, and my East Indian brother, big up Junior.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you something. That is my brother. You know what I'm saying? So I know you go watch it sometime if you watch it. If you did moms is my mother.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Burn Team Meals is East Indian. If all they didn't know.
Now you know. Yes. So Gail is saying, in my area, the black women think that they will have that if they have a white man, their life will be better.
Then they are capitalists. No, I'm a capitalist. Opportunists.
Yes.
That come like saying, if I need to get this rich man, my life good. There is no way to go about life.
No.
So the persons who even entertain such thoughts, I hope there's not your personal friends, eh? They gotta think about 2021 if they're gonna be in your personal space.
I am seeing Candy Barbara on the live.
Big up Candy Barbara, and the topic for today is
interracial relationships.
Place in the comment section if you are for or against interracial relationships. So Candy, we have Canada in the house. We have England in the house. Trinidad and Tobago in the house.
Yes.
Feel free to extend your blessings. Yeah.
Yes.
Think nice, man. Right? And people sharing some of the experiences, and good, and bad, and indifferent.
Yeah.
And I'll say it again, Burn Team Meals is East Indian.
Yes, it is.
Straight and enough. Junior, I'm a brother. So, if you watch all the live, all in the gym, in the car,
right there.
Junior Day. Yes, so that's how the thing goes.
Yes.
So even though it is a topic that I know people have gotten a lot of bad experiences, I don't want to downplay people who have bad experiences. I'm not going to even make it sound like if it doesn't happen.
Yes.
Because we have a good arrangement.
Yeah.
You know?
Even in this day.
Yeah.
In this era.
So what we would say is know who you are.
Yes.
In spite of.
Yes.
We can't control how people think of us, but we can control how we think of ourselves.
Yes.
Moving on.
Yeah. All right. So another thing is being in an interracial relationship does not solve the problem of racism.
Well, we know this.
Right? So plenty of people think, like just recently we know in Trinidad and Tobago we had our general elections, and
Oh
it
my.
was crazy,
Oh,
right?
God.
And at that point in time, the younger ones saying, they're fed up, right? And they were like, you know what, let us doglarize the nation. And people were on this, they were doing a challenge or something, posting up, interracial relationships, so like persons dating, persons married, they start putting out their pictures and say, well, let's doglarize, yeah? But this does not stop racism. So don't go into a relationship saying that, okay, well, I'm not racial, so I'm going into a relationship with somebody of another race. It is not necessary. If you want to do it, it's a choice, but don't do it because you want to prove a point.
So if you believe, or if you are for interracial relationships, place it in the comment section and the message board is going.
Yes. So Candy Barbara, hi guys, nothing wrong with interracial relationships. She is for it. Nikki is saying, however, some family members did not agree with it at all, but some got used to it. Some didn't, and he felt very uncomfortable being there as the only East Indian, especially in family functions. And Gail is saying, nice music in the background.
Yeah. We know we want to keep the vibes nice. Glad you're enjoying it. So who is the person that
That's Nikki, who was and he felt uncomfortable.
around her family members?
Yes, because he was the only East Indian, and it had some who did not accept him. It had some who did.
In this world, not everybody gonna accept it. This kind of like a tick boy. I do business, She can knows that. I inside myself so much. I don't business because everybody not gonna like him. People not liking him, not even because of the. It have people who is your race that they even like him.
For whatever reason.
And coming out of that Black Lives Matter scenario. And I know sometimes in life, I pro Black Lives, big up yourself, right? And you're still seeing violence being perpetrated.
Yeah.
And then to make matters even worse, imagine you're looking at somebody looking just like you and you still perpetrating violence on them. So I hear other people saying, of other races saying, you're also tied up with white on black, but look more black on black.
Yeah.
That's not the issue. But the issue is we have to know who we are, whether you are East Indian, whether you are Chinese, whether you are African.
Syrian.
Once it is, and you see West Indian people,
Yeah.
we are not one race. Yes. We didn't born in Nigeria and stay there. We remember our genetics came, partly the baseline genome came across through the Middle Passage. But we have French Creole. And when you hear French Creole, there's a mix now. So we are of African descent. That is the problem. We have a mixture in us. That is the issue. So we need to know who we are. So if people still hating, just let them hate. Next point. I'm being nice today, Oli. I'm being
So as
nice.
Lion use the word hate.
I'm being nice.
Right? Not because someone marries someone of another race means that they hate themselves, or means that they hate the racial background that they belong to.
Right.
Yeah. Because some people believe even being in an interracial relationship will help them go places. That is true. And that some person even say, how them moving like the white so. People made those, these kind of comments for some, especially when it relates to persons who are black or persons of African descent.
Right.
So it normally in that case, when they're speaking about that hating themselves, it really falls in the garden of the persons of African descent or blacks. That they hate themselves. So you know what, I hate myself, let me get out of this, let me be in an interracial relationship. They may even say, I want my child to have nice hair. These
are things that have been said.
Yeah.
And again, it is because we don't have enough self-love.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't blame it on anyone. But I think the platform should awaken people a bit. We need to love ourselves.
Yeah.
I love my hair, the texture it is. I am not going to put no straightener, no weave. Now, ladies, what it'll kill me. It's get hot for these things. The things are supposed to get hot for it. Don't
It'll
even
get hot for.
Listen, we need to love. When I say love, you know people that say they love themselves, but they don't love it. If you're putting straightener in your hair, don't love yourself. That's a kind of harsh statement, Because ask yourself why you want your hair straight and not woolly. Why you're looking at somebody with straight hair and saying, I will make a child for him so that my child could have good hair. That means you're thinking your hair bad. Why are you putting straight weave in your hair? Your hair is what grows out of you. Your hair is a product of you. And if you could find problems with this, you see this? And you can't see the beauty. We know we hair thick, we know we hair woolly. Because the combs they give we wasn't made for our hair. That's why but if we can't find the beauty and love, start to fall in love. People want to fall in love with other people and not in love with themselves. Message board?
So we have a Esther McLatchy on the live.
Esther, where are you from? Yes, please in the comment section where you're from. Pick up yourself. This is Burn Team. So we have Trinidad in the house, we have Canada in the house, and we have England in the house. Abia
saying natural all the way.
Yeah? No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying looking at, these are nice, this looking on Facebook as we are on the topic of loving ourselves. Because we must, people say know your self-worth, but they know it.
Yeah.
People only know how to use their self-worth when time for money to spend on them. Girl, know your worth, tell them, pay for that. Look, let me stop it at the door. When you know your self-worth, every grain of hair, every molecule you love. So me taking this and going by TCB, what's the name? TCB, I don't know. What is the straightener? And I'm not doing it because I'm in love with every single part of myself.
Esther is from Pleasantville.
Big up yourself.
And Nikki is saying a Douglas child hair doesn't always be more manageable at all. And Esther is saying mother of beautiful Douglas.
Yes, beautiful. And again, I like to see mixer because it says, now when she can make the term, Douglarize the nation, because the young people, remember, young people, remember when you're a certain age, you don't have enough information, but you're trying to make a statement, and I applaud the youths who try to make a statement of unification, and let's try to move forward. Can we not think beyond this? This is what the youth saying, This is the younger people saying that. This is not the older ones saying that. And they put up the picture with the girlfriend and whatever. No problem with that. Tasteful pictures. It's not, so again, let me look for the positive in what is happening. Right? Beautiful Douglas. That is best mix. That means now nobody can fight it because the child now represents it.
We have been taught to hate our hair.
Yeah.
But self-love and understand our roots and getting past the mentality, what is slavery mentality.
It is. And I'm not knocking anybody who likes to look nice. I believe everybody on this life likes to look good. Right? But when we're moving into a new age, the little things we do has a big manifestation once it is done in the right time. You see this timing? Message board.
All right, so
she can only read the message board and giggle,
Can you say for too long society has pushed that natural African hair is having bad hair? And Esther is saying Douglas was not the plan. Love was in the air.
Well done, Esther. And that makes the, you know, fierce love, eh? Fierce love. But it goes to show that, I mean, at least people are changing their view.
Yeah.
And we are about positivity. Feel free to share the page. If you're looking at this on Facebook,
Like and share.
if you're looking at this on YouTube.
Like and comment.
So the topic of the day is...
Interracial relationships.
So place in the comment section if you're for or you're against interracial relationships. If you're now joining, because the topic going in nice. Smooth topic, man. I'm behaving today until somebody mash my corn.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we-
in reality, what we have seen is that I'm seeing that there are still people in our country and in the world that have a belief system
Yes.
that is very, very much rooted in the old way of things. I like old way of certain things, trust me. I ain't killing the old ways for certain things at all. Message boy?
Yes, so Abby is saying some of the young ladies damage their hair to attract the other race.
Deal?
Abby.
Abby? Yeah, you know what? Ask, you know, that is real interesting, eh? The woollier the hair, that means we have more coils. I'm not going and do a therapy here. But for our woolly hair people, I mean, like, in here, right? The straighter the strand, the stronger the hair, right? And this is reality. Our hair has more coils. That's why it's so woolly. Again, only a little tutorial. Don't ask me where we get this from, right? Right? So, East Indian, Chinese, the straighter the strand, the stronger the strand, the stronger the hair. And when I say that, there's reality in that damage is harder for the straight strand. Because the strand coils, it has more room to break. It doesn't mean one hair is better than the next. We just understand any type of hair. So if your hair is straight, you could bleach it. Notice straight hairs, they could bleach it. It could bleach and it growing, and it bleach it and it growing. But when you have more coils, you have more likelihood of breaking. So the more you bleach or you color or you add that type of peroxide to a strand that has coils, what you see happening after is breakage, because your hair was not designed for such things. So we have to think about this thing. If you love your hair, don't even study the rest of the body yet. We're just talking about the hair on your head. If you love your hair and you don't learn about your own self, how can you now treat yourself like royalty? People thinking we're going by the hairdresser every month is royal. I'm going by my hairdresser. And she mashing up your hair. Ask the hairdresser if she understands the difference between a coil in a hair strand and a straight strand. I don't think they'll can answer you. Message board.
No, everything is quiet now.
Nice. Right? So again, the topic is here because in the sense of loving yourself, because we tend to treat this real bad.
Yeah, we do.
It's straightener, is braids, is weave, is why. And moving forward, as this interracial relationship, I would like, if I am dating an East Indian young lady, I don't want to see her with woolly braids in her hair. I want to appreciate her hair. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to appreciate, if I were a Chinese or whoever,
Yeah.
I want to appreciate her for what she. I'm not going to say, girl, you know, we're going on by Santa's Day. Pick up Santa, right? And you're going and get some curly weave and put in your hair to look like this.
And we are actually now seeing there are some East Indian women that do put in kinky braids in their hair now.
My point is,
Yeah, you want to do that. Let's appreciate you.
I
for who
want
you
to
are.
appreciate your whole. I don't want you being something is not.
Yeah.
right? And it should be across the board. If the guy is Caucasian, he should appreciate the African lady.
Admire.
And not say, I gain your money to go by the hairdresser every month because I want to see your hair straight all the time. I know it have some young ladies taking and going by that hairdresser. Reality, you know. Right? So, for the new people on the live, you know, it is Burn Team.
Yeah.
We believe in mental fitness, physical fitness, emotional fitness.
Yes.
Yes. And one of the comments, they made a statement saying they want to get ahead. What was that? You heard that? They go to the interracial relationship to get ahead.
Yeah.
Right?
Gail mentioned that.
Yeah, Gail mentioned that. Now, if you think you need to be with a person of another race to get ahead, you're in problem. You could get ahead being you.
Yes.
Let me stop it in the blocks one time. You don't need to be with someone of a different race to get ahead. If you know you need to be hitting your books, hit your books. If you know you need to want to get a doctorate, if that is your vibe, you go ahead. You ain't need to attach yourself to a race because you thinking you're not good enough.
Yeah.
Think about it. Ladies who thinking like this, guys who thinking like this. If that is your thought, you think you're not good enough. And that is a wrong vibration. Yes?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So how are we feeling?
Yes.
Chica, your views.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you have to love yourself for who you are. And if you don't, you can't expect anybody else to. Right? I'll be saying, lol, yes, while girls with black guys do black hair extensions.
The 15.
Yeah, so some of them might do a rasta extension.
No,
and because, I mean,
it has
that's
some
in
white
England.
girls who does lock their hair.
Yeah, but some of them
Looks
put
nice,
in the
though.
extension. That's what she's speaking about. To have that look.
I don't really think a white chick could have that. I have seen white chicks with Caucasian young ladies, maybe good, right? With I see them with the multicolor braids and
Yeah,
the
but she
kinky.
don't want to look.
Yeah, but the fitting.
The extension.
It could be hard to fit in even because you're Caucasian. You know, I mean, just the hair alone, you gotta get tan.
So, you know, if it is you love it, I mean, once you love yourself,
That
you're
is
not
up to
going
the man too, because if the
Yeah.
guy likes you how you are, you won't try to change anything.
No, you wouldn't.
You won't try to change. So even if whatever ethnic or race you represent, if the person loves you or likes you or for who you are, you ain't gonna, you don't, unless that is what you're accustomed doing. Or have people that is what they're accustomed doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we're trying to allow our people to start to fall in love with ourselves again. I'm not saying that you shouldn't braid your hair or you shouldn't, but what I'm saying is the reason
Be behind.
why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they will turn down themselves. For sure they are turn down themselves.
Because some people, we know that some people, they may put in the braids, they might say they're given, they want to rest their hair. Some
Yeah,
people
resting here,
want-
putting it in braids, eh?
But that's what I hear people saying. Right? Nikki is saying that the live stick, I don't know.
Okay, but it running here.
Yeah.
So you can tell me how it's going. Yeah? Right. So as we're moving forward, you know, we still want to big up all who is on the live right now. We want to big up everybody on Burn Team family. If you haven't liked the page already, the new people on the block, feel free to like the page. You know, feel free to participate in our lives. Now the real live is on Friday night.
Yes.
So the official Real Talk is Friday night at 7
PM.
Yeah. So you think we touch on the
Yes,
things,
we touch on it.
right? So we want to hear what you guys want to talk about next for the next live. Feel free to place it in the comments section. What is the next topic?
Yes.
Tell us. Chica, what you think? We voting?
All right. So,
Candy Barbara?
Candy Barbara, how about people going into interrelationships? For example, African women going with East Indian or any other race, because some people view African men as no good men who cheats, drop their seats, and don't make commitments. Your views?
My views, Candy. I think generalized statements are things that we need to be mindful. Known for, using terms like known for, you know. Remember, we could only average what we see in our island. So people come up with statistics.
Yeah.
Statistics are based upon, you know, naturally.
You just say natural here for a topic.
Yeah. Right, so if the lady's getting horn in Trinidad, majority of the time is from an African man. If the guy is not taking care of his kids, in Trinidad, 9 out of 10 times will be African or East Indian, because the demographic.
Yeah.
So when you're taking a statistic, the statistic must be applicable to the statement being said, right? So it's just like a myth. It's saying all African men or the majority African men don't take, hey, we just go hard for them, trying them. Trust that. Yeah, it's you looking at the 1 or 2 girls who talking with their friends 3-4 times for the week. Yeah, and if you go broader and you say, well, take a statistic from the States, you might get something like that. But then again, you could go China. If you go China and the demographic is mostly Chinese, they would say, them man don't do this or that, right?
And the other thing too is, women, they say that the men don't do this and that, but are they allowing them to? So they might say the man even checking the child and this and that and the other.
It is a lot of crosstalk. It must be factual. The evidence base must be factual, and it is case by case by case.
So Nikki is saying all races, there are people who are unfaithful. That's her point of view.
Yeah, all races. It's not like black man. You see again?
Yeah.
And that is a stigma that has been placed on black men by black women. Because if it was so bad, all these other cultures wouldn't be coming at us. You know, black man in style. This is
Yes.
I don't think it had no way the earth a black man don't go as this woman. Yeah? But aside, I understand. But again, we're looking at one, the demographic. If we go China, the majority of the things men doing, they would say, is Chinese men.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just the demographic that you're in, and then ladies tend to, and I spoke to Chica at the meeting before this about what I've seen. I have seen where ladies only post the negative things men do on like the social media the platforms. When a man do something good, I rarely see a woman post it up on Facebook. Hey, he carry me out today and buy pizza for me in COVID when everybody broken. You know what I mean? Simple as that.
So I'm seeing that persons are agreeing with Candy's topic actually. Marriage versus common law relationships.
So all who want to do marriage versus common law relationships, put some hearts on the screen. You know we are democratic people.
Yes.
And we vote. Yeah?
Yes, we vote.
Yeah, so in reality, that's what we find. We need to start to love ourselves again. All peoples.
Gail is saying black men get a lot of negative. That is jealousy of the black man. But then we know it's the black woman who actually do put down the black man.
To be honest, and this is being real, a lot of our black males have been in relationships with East Indians, have been in relationship with Spanish, I've been in a relationship with, we have the most amount of interracial relationships compared to every other man that have on this planet. We never look at it that way, you know. Think about it. We black men. Now, that is a statistic that should be researched. Listen. We black men have been in relationships with the most amount of races as compared to other men of different races. I'm talking worldwide. And I have only seen our women posting negative things about the black man. I see one Spanish say black man. Not one East Indian who in a relationship with a male. Think about it. Yeah. And we have a lot of East Indian women and the majority of the interracial relationships in our country, it would be the East Indian woman and the black man most of the time. And we doesn't even see on Facebook an East Indian young lady speaking about the African man the way our women speak about us.
Yeah.
I talking straight facts.
Sure.
Right? We African males have the most amount of interracial relationships on the planet. How much people can say that? And on Facebook, we have Miss Esther here.
Yes.
And she is saying Douglas children and his love.
Yes, love.
Think about this live right here. We could do a percentage right now with the people on this live. In this live, we have a lot of mixed people. We have African and East Indian on the live present. Look at this. When the African man was spoken about on this live, right? Is the African woman saying, what about my African man who don't mind the children? And it have an East Indian woman on this live, and she Douglas children, and she happy. Something wrong with we. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Right on the live, if you do a percentage, when the black man was being spoken about, it came from our own ladies. Black man who does horn. Black man who does leave the children undone. Look at this. The East Indian lady who on this live right now, she is happy with she black man and she mixed breed children. Talk. Oh, look at me hot. I was being heaving. Listen.
His corn was mashed.
Listen. You know, because I need. You see, we need this kind of discussion. Because, you know, the guys, we don't say nothing, you know.
Yeah.
The fellas don't say anything. We don't mind children, we don't work hard, we don't do nothing. But how all the other races are them happy with we? The Spanish leave from where they come from and they holding hand with the African man walking in High Street. They're swinging like this, holding hand. Well, we need to wake up. And you know what would happen? This COVID-19, this restriction, a lot of eyes need to be awakened or open up, because there's a lot of immigrants coming to our country and all the other countries. And before you know it, African woman, careful. There's an African man talking to my African sister. Yeah? This is an African man and we speaking as brothers and sisters. I'm not condemning anybody, but you know when I hear hot, how does it get? Because we need, listen, I'm not the only man on the live, so I'm talking for all the man them. Right? Listen. He was going, but the mash will come. Right? Listen, in reality. The demographic, the real demographic, we're talking worldwide. I have a classmate, his wife white, his girlfriend white. Listen, We have guys who leave Trinidad, they go Miami, and is a white, a Caucasian woman, get a visa for them, line them up, and they're living happy. The same bad black man only talking about. And in this life, in the percentage, look at this life here. Look at the percentage. When we were to speak about the black man, the first thing came up was a negative. And the East Indian woman on this life had nothing negative to say. And she has children. And we really need to take stock. People, listen. If you ain't take away nothing from this life, you don't share it, you don't want to whatever. Hear what I'm saying. Listen to what Burn Team saying. Ethnic health. Ethnic fitness. Now I'm not saying it to boast, I'm saying it because in stats, the black man has been in the most amount of interracial relationships across the globe. And not once, look at me Facebook ladies, all of you understand. Ladies, listen, all the other side of your black brothers and sisters, your black men, all are losing them. We don't understand this thing. We wake up at all, you know. When we scrolling through the books, the Mako book, and something come up with a black man, automatically our own ladies tear us down. And then you want us to have a relationship with you. Ladies, would you be with a guy who tears you down? Would you be with a guy who always looks at your weaknesses and not your strengths? Would you be with a man, forget his race, that only has negative to say about you? So for the next life, yeah?
I will saying it's hard to keep a relationship with a black man because I think they are interested in the other race.
Yeah, it's
maybe
a
there
fault.
was a delay.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is, some people may say the black man interested in the other races, but as Lion just said, I'll just reiterate, is we, the black woman, who put down the black man. And they would not want to be in an environment that they are not being built up, that they are always looked down upon, that they are always getting resistance from, you know? So when people say, it's a man and a man, sometimes women, we need to look at ourselves and see, because it's not just one, it's not you or just the man. It must have something that let the relationship go to a place where you saying those things or the man really don't want you around. So look at yourself, do an evaluation. Yeah, and see what it is, and then you might realize, okay, no, it has nothing to do with him wanting to be with another race. No, right? And that's the other thing. People have all these myths because even in getting into interracial relationships where they'll say, well, a certain racial group, they are more submissive, right? And sometimes people don't understand what submission
So
is.
this will carry it on. We will go on with this.
Yeah.
I have been in interracial relationships. That's a nice thing. It didn't have no story time. But since we're talking, it's real talk and we're talking. What I have noticed, I'm talking from personal experience. I ain't talking from one who posts what on Facebook and what your friend tell you and how much money you get. From personal experience, it is the way you bring up, the upbringing of the individuals. This is what I have noticed. I have been in East Indian homes before when I, had East Indian relations. And I have watched how mommy treats daddy. And they passed on that type of treatment to the daughters. And listen. Yeah, it's totally different. They teach their daughters how to deal with the man in the house. And when we say the man in the house, it is because the man making more money. He's the man in the house. This is what I have observed. This is nothing I trying to preach to all you about. Right? If there's an argument, and she brought up argument, it's not that you're submissive. It's the way you handle conflict. I have been with East Indian ladies, and I could count on my one hand how much time I had an argument. Not because that one is better than one, it's that I cannot argue further because they don't give you reason to. If I am coming harsh, they would change the energy. Where you want to eat, relax yourself. We will talk about that. Because it come like you get training. It come like you get teaching in how to handle conflict. Conflict resolution, conflict management plays a part in it. So a guy might just say the submissive. He don't understand is that the way they manage conflict, the home will have peace. Now, our African ladies, if you come up in a single mother scenario, learn your work, get a good job, don't let no man tell you nothing. This is the upbringing. So imagine from small you are getting this kind of madness preached at you in your brain, and now you have a man or you have a relationship, conflict come. I'm working for my own money. You know how much African women I hear say that I'm working for my own money. He could, like, if you alone are working for money, all are we working for money? It's like there's a perk. Everybody has jobs. You know what I mean? But the way they handle conflict is different.
Oh, Nikki is saying the other thing I heard is black men think it's okay to be with an East Indian woman, but they don't find that black women should be with an East Indian man.
No, I don't find that. I mean,
it has some people that would have said
that's
that, but
bias. That's a bias
is.
Thing. If he's treating you well or she's treating you well and it works, no problem. It don't want to be. It could be Cantonese. It could be wherever. Yeah. Right. So again, it's nice. But that is why we guys, I could tell you why, I could talk from experience. That is why we guys would made mention of that, because in the department of conflict, let me tell you another thing as we on it, because I've seen it, I've lived it. What our African sisters do wrong is we provoke. Huh? I love my African sisters, them, you know, straight. But if we could help one another to be better, we're not pointing fingers, we're not saying each and every one. But what I have noticed in relationships of the past, when I was with an East Indian, it had no provocation. It wasn't provoked. Right? So, again, conflict management, the way we deal with each other, the way we handle certain situations, because the East Indian young lady is brought up in a particular way, it tends now to show when they are adult in a relationship with a guy. Yeah? Whereas an African home, they would say, make your money, get your degree, so that no man can about style on you. No man can tell you nothing. You is your own boss.
Well, I will say, I think if black woman is submissive, the men take it as weakness.
I do. That is, again, we must understand the word submissive. In conflict, this reminds him of
Yeah, Nikki is saying it is very biased. Someone said that directly to me, and I find that it was so selfish.
What?
They commented, the black man, is okay for him to have an East Indian partner, but the other way around, when a woman has an East Indian
properly,
partner.
if the East Indian guy treating you good, and the last scene, I don't know. We're not biased on this platform at all. Yeah, it reminded me of a movie I looked at when they were talking about the Queen and her brother. That had issue going on. The brother wanted the throne. Father just died. Had an issue with the throne, who was taking the seat. And the king or the prince at the time, he wanted to pass a certain order to the general of the army because he wanted to wage war against another nation. And he was coming at it very aggressively. Right? Very aggressively, and the general was not really taking him on. And he told his sister, talk to this general for a minute. He don't understand the borders. We need to protect the borders. Right? And the sister came, brought it across in a different dimension. And the general said, your softest touch commands respect. That's a woman problem. It is the gender of woman. You all could command respect from a different energy source. Don't try to do it like a man. If you and a man is in conflict, don't be the man in the relationship. Be the woman. And what our East Indian sisters have learned from their parents is how to be a woman in a conflict with a man, and not a woman trying to be masculine in a conflict.
Message board. Nikki's saying African men are very proactive. She's experienced. Oh, no, sorry. I read it wrong. My bad. Provocative.
Right.
She's has experienced it firsthand. So she's saying African men will provoke as well. My bad.
Yeah.
I read proactive. You see, I'm trying to be positive.
Yeah.
Esther is saying our family brings pressure for the mix-up, but we must follow our hearts.
Yeah. And that's what it is what works and what is best.
That's for you.
Yes. Yeah. Because I have family members who think a certain way. Each one of us have family members who say, we say interracial. What about if I am a Christian and the young ladies are Hindu? You won't believe. You think interracial is a sin? We should do what is that? Interreligion. Or he's a Muslim and the woman is a Hindu or a Christian. Really? You looking for trouble. It has
so many different things. Backgrounds, a whole lot of things, even among your own race, that people believe you shouldn't be in a relationship with that person.
If the guy is an atheist, he's an atheist and you Pentecostal. Again, is what works for you.
Yeah.
As Miss Esther say, follow the heart. Oh Lord. You see? Look at that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Miss Esther, because we just get relics. Yeah. We fellas, we are doing nothing. Come like a guy walking on the road. Yes, he black. You just find something negative to say because he's black now. Right? So the topic for next live is
marriage versus common law relationships. But then we touch on that.
We touch on marriage.
And
but we didn't do our verses.
Well, we didn't do our verses.
So I don't think we understand. And the story that I placed before you is about a man trying to get order to his general. And it's like conflict resolution because he's seen plenty testosterone in the room. I see general of the army for how much years you know is a prince. You know that kind of way? And because the sister, to manage the conflict, she brought across the same exact order. The man he obeyed the same exact order. But what the general said was, your softest touch commands respect.
Yeah. So, Sonali was saying, don't say all sisters provoke. Some of us know how to be soft.
So again, you see, we have issues, People, when we make a point of view, anyone who knows me know I don't say all. First to begin with, right? What I'm saying is that in my personal experience, that's why I started off saying in my personal experience, I have seen and I myself have been through. I'm talking from me. I ain't talking from speculative theories. Right? This is what I have experienced
And you
personally.
also said in the past.
Yeah, and I said in the past. Right? And then because of what I observed in the home, how she was brought up, I now could understand why she behaved like that and how she was able to manage conflict in the home. Listen, in a house with man and woman, if you don't know how to manage conflict, that marriage going to fail, that relationship going to fail, because if that keep conflict will always happen. The first thing you must know how to do is manage conflict. Because then the man will say, look, I gone. Or the woman will say, I making more money than you, I gone. And done. Yeah? Good. I get hot on the dregs.
Abisi, I've tried being a woman. If I do get into a relationship, I think I will be a beast due to experience.
We can't let past hurts and failures affect your future. Here what? You have to fail more, Abby. The reason why some people make certain statements is because we are afraid of failure. You have to fail more. The more you fail, the more you learn. The more problems you could solve, the better you are. So if in relationships you're coming up on problems, the better you are at problem solving, the better you are at conflict management, the better you are at understanding your partner. As you grow, it gets better. I can't control, right? I can't control another person's view or thought, but I can control myself. And that is our problem. We running wild, right? If you control you and your energy, and the person is with you, it little by little, once it is positive energy, little by little, it's not gonna happen in a flash. And relationship is work, is pain, is headache, is stress, is a lot of failure. So if you ain't like to fail, you need to be by yourself on top of a mountain, humming with the birds and the bees. Because if you're on work, it has pressure. If you're doing business, it's gonna have pressure. If you have children, it has hard times. Money, everything. You're going to the gym, surely if you're going to be under pressure. And there's the reality.
Yeah.
So I understand that you may be a bit down, but the more you fail, the more you learn. If the first time as a child and you stand up to make a step and you fall down, you stay down on the ground, you'll never learn to walk. That's the way it is. And all they keeping me up.
Natalie is saying you're on point.
Big up yourself, China. Big up yourself, Chinese Ming. Big up yourself. Right? And in reality, this is why it don't matter what we're gonna attempt in this life. Irregardless of where we wanna be, you wanna lose some weight, she can tell you. And she can lie. At the loser 4 pounds is problem. Because it takes work, you fail again, you fail again, and you learn. I think the attitude towards failure is the problem. We so worried about the failure, we only focus on that. But the attitude towards the failure will determine if we're gonna be successful in the future. You never hear no big businessman say, the first year I was a billionaire. He will tell you he had more failures than successes. Thomas Edison, when they interviewed Thomas Edison and they asked him, how much time you try to make this light bulb? He had 10,000 failures. All the lights we see in here today, the man say he had 10,000 failures trying to create the light bulb. He ain't talk about the circuitry yet.
Right. So Esther is saying it's not a bed of roses. We learn to deal with the thorns.
And I grow roses, shake her nose. And for people who grow roses know they don't like to use gloves. And these fingers, when the thorn get it, you're pruning and you so want to nut. And these fingers and the thorns get it. Ooh, the sweet pain.
Roses do have thorns to people.
Yeah. So, the next live we are speaking about
Marriage versus common law relationship.
marriage versus common law. We did marriage. Are you ready for marriage?
Yes.
But we didn't do a versus.
Yeah, we just do our versus.
So for the next live we'll do married versus common law.
Yeah.
Work it out, Miss Esther say. Yes, work it out. Pick up yourself. So is your boy liar?
And a girl trick or treat.
All here, keep we real long today. We go on next topic.
You must say it? Common law versus marriage.
All here we go on.